Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and as you know, I went to school to learn about color and about art and composition and form and drawing and all those kinds of things. And I've been recently doing some talks at conferences about how to design the soap colors for your soaps and all that stuff. But I also find myself going back to the simple premise of looking at nature and following the cues from that. So this soap video is kind of devoted to that. I got some copper mica from Nurture Soap, and I got some wonderful Juniper Berry and Cedar fragrance from Rustic Escentuals, and lo and behold, just before my very eyes, these two things kind of collided into the design of this soap, because I needed a nice color for the cedar part of this fragrance, and the copper mica just played perfectly into that. It's kind of a wood-like color, but it's bright and vibrant, so I'm happy about that. And then I looked at pictures of junipers and juniper berries, which are kind of blue, but then the juniper plant or tree is green, so I integrated all that into the design of the soap too. And I also happened to have some blue from a recent soap that I made, and I chopped up the leftovers of that and made a nice embed of little specks of cold processed soap to put into this batch also. So those all came together and produce this soap. So I hope you like what follows, because it just kind of came together. This is really kind of hard to represent a metallic with watercolor, but when you combine metallics, and by metallics I mean the metallic micas, into soap, you really lose a lot of the shininess of the metallic feature. So that makes it a little easier to simulate that color in this color tutorial. So when I look at that color, I mainly see a orange, but it's got some brown to it too. Look at a penny that's lost its luster. It mainly turns brown. So I'm looking at this mica and trying to see how I can simulate that color that I want. And it's basically, it's getting pretty close. It's a brownish orange, but it doesn't have the shininess of a new penny. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of the color I'm going to work with as the base of this soap. But to represent the juniper, I'm going to have some green. And I'm after a specific kind of green. I think what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of black to that, and I'm going to add a little bit of white to that, which is known as a tone of that color. It kind of mutes down the brightness of the green. I think that's pretty close to what I want. Maybe a little bit more black in there. Still comes across as green if you don't go overboard with the black and the white. And it's because I don't want that green to pop out like a fluorescent in your face, especially when you're trying to integrate so many colors. Then I'm going to have like a lilac color, which is basically like wisteria, a very pastel, light pastel purple. Maybe a little bit more purple. Something like that. I'm going to do a drop swirl of just that purple with a deeper purple. So I'll just make a little bit of a dot there to represent that little bit of purple that I'm going to be putting in there. That's awfully dark though. That's basically more of what I want. And then I chopped up some of my trimmings of blue soap to make some confetti, but I chopped it up pretty finely, so I just get these little dots to represent the juniper berries, which can vary in color, but this is a good excuse to use blue, and I love blue. And I think that's about it. That's a lot going on here. Basically what I have here are some cool colors represented in the purples and greens and blues, and then that warm coppery color that is going to be the base. of this soap. So let's see how that turns out in this soap design. Okay, I'm going to do the usual thing, blend my oils and other additives, and get right back with you when I'm ready to do the color. Okay, so my idea is that the copper mica is going to represent the cedar, and the green and purple are going to represent the juniper. So this is what I'm going to suspend my chopped up blue embeds in to simulate chopped up juniper berries. And let me add the rest of this, and let me add to the rest of the oils the beautiful copper mica. It's called Copper Sparks Mica Powder from Nurture Soaps. And let's blend that first. Beautiful color, copper. Okay, let's get this green going. Okay. Alright, so I don't have much of this, but enough to put some interest into the purple and green. And these have a little mixture of green, white, purple, flecks of soap. And I think that's going to make it have more dimension than if it was just the blue. I wanted it primarily blue, because I looked online and it saw the color of juniper berries, and there's a lot of, they're almost like blueberry colored, some of them nice dark blue. Right now I'm thinking I'm not going to be doing a lot of swirling in this one. I just want to let the swirling take place when I pour it in, so it's very much like a drop pour. Okay, everything's ready to go. So let me get my mold. And actually I made a little mistake because I was going to use some white too, but sometimes when you improvise you get something interesting that comes out. I'm going to put some of this purple in with my titanium dioxide, which just means I'm going to get a lighter pastel purple as well. I'm going to have to blend that even though I have the embeds in there. Okay, may as well mix these two together right now. So there's a in the pot swirl thing going on in here as well. Let's give that a couple stirs. Very nice, lighter than pudding consistency. Let's pour about a third of that in there. The purple against that will look really nice, I think. Give this a stir. So I really want this to look kind of woodsy, and you can see that I think it does look that way right now. I kind of like this, looks like a geode, the way that the purple combined. Wow, it's a really rich, earthy scent, not perfumey at all. So I'm really thinking that this is really a good masculine fragrance. And I gotta do a little bit of a chopstick swirl on the top. This fragrance, to me, seems like a warm fragrance. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. It's not a cool, it's got the woody notes in it, which I think it makes it a warm fragrance for some reason. But I think that the colors really suit this well. The warmth of the copper, some coolness of the green, and the purple, giving it some warmth as well. A little bit of highlight with the white. So I think the colors are really well balanced for this. I think that's all I'm going to do for that. Then I prepared a copper drizzle. I've never had copper mica before, so I really wanted to see what that looks like on top. Maybe drag this through in little spirals just to simulate wood bark or grains in the wood. There, I like that look. Looks very royal. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Okay, so this is the making of Juniper Berry and Cedar, and let's see what it looks like cut. So I thought I was filming, but here we go with another cut, and I'll show you this up close. So I really like how the chopped up embeds showed up in the drop swirl portion only. There's that blue, and I do like the color of the copper. That really gave it a very cedar-like wood color. And so the rust represents juniper berries and juniper, so I had to have that green in there. And this scent really changes for the better in the saponification process. It smells really intriguing, and I really like it. I like it out of the bottle too, but it's really changed. But at the same time, it is a little more subdued than my usual soaps because the base color is darker than I usually have for the base. With some exceptions, like the Burley Blue soap was like that too. So I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. So let me do a couple more cuts, and then I'll say goodbye to you until the next video. I've got something that works already. And let's do one more cut. Thanks for watching, everyone, and subscribing, writing me those little messages too. I really enjoy that. And on my Facebook page for Vibrant Soap, I asked the question, if you had Juniper Berry and Cedar from Rustic Escentuals, how would you color the soap? So I think I'm regularly going to do that on the Facebook page, because it was really intriguing what people thought they should do. And actually there was some consensus that the colors would be pretty much like this. So it's kind of fun to do that. It makes me feel like we're having a little talk all together. And we'll see you real soon. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody.